Hey everybody, welcome back to the bridge of Section 31. Yes, I think we hit an asteroid or something, John.
Something happened. Warp drive got taken offline briefly. We're back, sort of. We're gonna go with that. That works.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Welcome to Section 31, the Star Trek arm of the Nerd Network. Yeah. Anyways, it. I hate equipment, y'all. I hate equipment. Ah. All that
Live short
said,
and die.
it. What'd you say?
I said live short and die.
We're back for our Tuesday Trek watch-alongs. This week's episodes are Lonely Among Us and Justified, episodes 7 and 8 of Star Trek The Next Generation. Although I think it's 6 and 7 properly. Whatever, it's the next two episodes, where we're at in the series. They're in the description. And we're just going to watch along with it. So if you've got it queued up, we're going to start at the very beginning, as all things should. Timestamps on the screen, and we're going to hit play.
I should probably watch the actual image. There we go.
Fall 19.2.3. He would make a great emperor.
First and only time we see Tasha Yar in a dress
Scant?
uniform. It's not a scant. It's the dress uniform. It's a long skirt with tights.
Oh yeah.
What Riker's got it on too. They all wore dresses
these people.
in the first. We talked about them this last year because they were in Discovery for the first time since this episode.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. They are the Soleil.
Sounds robotic.
Yeah.
It's a fucking metal box in space. How do you be upwind?
Well, you know.
What was that?
Yeah, notice the uniforms are a little different. They've got the wrap that comes around the side, and they're full-length dress skirts, basically.
That just seems strange.
Yes, you did.
Oh, you don't say, Picard.
Now, the Antikins, who you'll see shortly, they show up a few more times. Michael Westmore designed the costumes for the Antikins, the face masks. They were designed to be very lightweight, flexible, easy to use. The Soleil head masks were outsourced and were very heavy and rigid. and so
Yeah.
they didn't end up using them again. It's a really interesting room that we never see again after this.
What is
I always kind of was fascinated with that piece coming out of the wall there.
the L-car screens on the ceiling?
Yeah, exactly. I love the idea.
It looks
I
like a
didn't
medical bed,
understand. Yeah.
without the mattress.
The two aliens in this episode also represent the first time they um, had
Non-human passing aliens.
well, and that was a big deal because that was one of the uh, they kind of broke Gene Roddenberry's rule of thumb of species looking similar to humans with just prosthetics on. They were full mask replacement heads.
Yeah, they look a little bit like Zindi. What?
Yep.
What?
Mm,
His bandolier
I
got
mean,
instantly frayed.
yeah. Do you know that sash actually came from the original series? It was worn by the Klingon captains in the original series.
Nice.
Yeah, the snakeheads. Um, he ended up recasting two of the snakeheads in lighter foam rubber for background characters to use. But yeah, they never really went back to that design until Discovery this year.
I don't remember them in Discovery.
They were in the background on a scene. It was
Okay. It
prominent,
wasn't
but it
a.
was in the
Okay.
background. Mark Alemo is actually one of the Anakins, known better to us now as Gul Dukat.
Oh, neat.
This was his first acting job. He was uncredited in the role. Um, uh, at the time, he asked them not to put his name on it because he wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, and then decided it was fun and decided to keep doing Star Trek as
Nice.
often as he could. Also, the first episode directed by uh, Cliff Bowl, and technically the first bottle show of the series.
I don't understand why this is a bottle episode because a lot of these have been.
Well, I guess that's true. Well, no, because they did go in up until now. Well, no, you're right.
All these.
Last
This
episode
this whole
technically was a bottle episode.
series, like
Mm,
in the
no,
sense of. I'm sorry. Go
the
ahead.
first couple of episodes they did go down to planets, and in Lonely Among or The Naked Now they went to the other ship.
So you're talking about bottle episode in the sense that they're just stuck in the ship?
Uh huh.
Gotcha. See, that's not my definition of a bottle episode. My definition of bottle episode is an episode that can live in a bottle on a shelf that doesn't affect the overall plot.
Oh, so bottle episode when it comes to Hollywood in a show is a show that saves money by not going on location or doing any scenes that aren't on any standing sets that they already have.
Yeah.
So anytime they've had to go, to a standing set or to a non-standing set or had to do any work, it's no longer considered a bottle episode. Mm, inorganic wouldn't be the correct term there. It would be organic, just from proteins and.
Right?
I love that helmet thing she's wearing.
Oh, oh, wait.
First and only time you get to see that one on her. Uh-oh.
Well, I don't know where mine is, but I have one
She
like
just got
that.
the zzz.
Oh, she's going to beat up Troy, isn't she?
So Cliff Boyle, Bowl, B-O-L-E, would go on after this to direct 24 additional episodes of the series, including Best of Both Worlds,
Oh, cool.
and then 7 episodes of Deep Space Nine and 10 episodes of Voyager. So
Both of
this
us
was
are
his
quite
his
normal now.
start. Yeah. What? Where am I? This is not
Maybe.
a story. It's the truth. They're gonna tell him a story. And another crazy sweater of the week
Right?
for acting ensign.
No, she's not. This is the second of 7 episodes where they played with being completely out of sorts of their personalities.
Yep. Kind of fun seeing her play such a completely as she's walking up to. I think on this one it's environmental. Now, if you take a look beyond data there on the side of the panel where he is, you see it's got that little label up above his head. That entire wall, starting with season 2, is black and has control panels on it, has Elcar stuff on it.
Hmm. I like how Data was just like, "What are you doing and why?" Oh, I'm just gonna ignore you.
And now she's not answering for totally different reasons. And whoops, now he's lost that one too.
as the ship falls apart.
By the way, that was Lieutenant Singh, who was another one of the chief engineers for the Enterprise.
Cool.
Yep, at least for a few minutes.
For a few minutes.
No spoilers. I do like that shot. Very rarely do they go backwards over the,
Yeah,
from back to
same.
front.
Hmm.
Oh, hey.
Hmm. Is Parliament a Federation thing?
Apparently it's a Federation planet.
That's a weapon.
Parliament is a neutral planet, mentioned briefly here, and was also named on an ecutogram in the episode Conspiracy that'll happen later this year.
Hmm.
It will be us who finish it. Boo!
Wesley's down there. I mean, it's
There's a fantastic countdown there. Thank you. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
yet another episode where the Enterprise is being drained of power.
Mm.
I always forget that he is the second officer.
Yeah. This scene is also in the blooper reel, where Riker
Yeah.
says, "The question is what?" No, it's not. The question is who.
He has all the knowledge of the human race. He should know that.
Somebody's had an idea.
But sir, I want to supervise. Ugh. Go do your
Yeah,
homework.
once again, he just saved everybody.
Right?
Although it's a good thing this guy sent him away.
Oh, right. He blows up or something, right?
Yep. Just save the ship. Truer words.
Mm-hmm.
Just earlier, Mom.
Is that exactly the response you would have exactly that second?
So earlier there was a pickup shot in the conference room where you saw Singh here from the back. He wasn't available. They put a wig on the chair, like pinned it to the chair so that it looked like he was sitting in the chair.
That's funny.
And ladies and gentlemen, calling it. This was officially in episode 6, the first death aboard the Enterprise. For those keeping count of such a thing.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Me and a traveler could have.
Yep.
He seems pretty chipper for somebody that's just died under his command.
Right?
Somehow he managed to be creepy
I was
under
going to
all
say,
of that.
somehow he turned that weird.
I love that he's smoking a pipe. And I brought my own for the
Is he in the captain's ready room?
no. No. They're in the conference room. You can see the gold
Oh.
chips in the back there. Check it out. I brought my pipe just in case.
Ah!
Indubitably, my dear Ricker. Sir.
Ah, really? We're doing this? Mm-hmm. Isn't that a Spock quote?
He's used it before, but yeah. Also, the 24th century pad designed the personal access data device that was designed by Rick Starbuck or Sternbach
Yeah.
was shown first in this episode.
Can nobody see the lightning?
That's what I'm saying. Oh, he picked it up. He picked up something.
We're all fine here. How are you?
He does a good job of playing that duality, that other person.
Mm-hmm. I like
Possessed Picard.
yeah, I was gonna say douchebag Picard. Wow, Enterprise turns on a dime.
Yep.
Hey Joanne, I am awake.
Ah, the weird part here is that nobody notices how completely different he is acting
Oh
right now.
yeah. Right, that's why.
Well, no, of course not.
Of course not,
Yeah.
but maybe use your Betazoid thinky powers and poke his brain a little bit.
Very interesting lighting here.
Right, why is it dark? Oh hey, Chief.
Hey, the first appearance since the premiere episode.
You said what?
The This is the first episode after the premiere episode with O'Brien. He still doesn't have a name yet, but notice there is a TOS shuttle in the background there.
I see that.
They were already trying to put a little bit of history into the props. There's also a silver
It's
version of the
Boku.
Constitution 2 in the background, if you look behind the doctor.
Yeah, I see it.
That is an actual AMT Ertl model because I had that model with that base. It was the Star Trek 4 issue of that ship, and that
Nice.
was the base they had, which looked like a Federation Delta. And they this is the first episode, the first time in Star Trek that it's made official that the doctor is the one person who can relieve the captain of duty.
Yep. They should have brought security with them.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, my guinea pigs just knocked something over. Apparently, they want to get in on the action.
Overworked.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they know something's wrong. Hey, I just noticed the stars are going the wrong direction in those windows.
Yeah.
He's on the left side of the bridge. Those stars should be going the other direction. They should be going from right to left
He's
from there.
Tokyo drifting the Enterprise.
He really is.
Um,
This is why they had the lighting down. I think they wanted to make that stick show up. Eh. I love it.
So did they just give up the whole like make the captain? Oh, she's back. I know it's the '90s or the '80s at this point. They wouldn't do it.
It'll frighten you more later.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe now you relieve him. You
Oh,
got
that is
all the way back to the nebula?
a much better graphic
Okay,
for the nebula
listen.
than the original had.
I'm sorry, but Riker and Crusher just lost a whole lot of points in my book. Like,
They're
if I was
pretty
playing
new
Star Trek
still.
Adventures, we'd been thrown to captain into like a medical pod or something. And he's not even on the bridge. Like,
This is great. Love it. This man is a Shakespeare actor, gosh darn it.
ouch.
One of the early trailers for the show showed a scene here, but without the graphics, just with lights. It was very odd.
Hmm.
This scene, without the lightning,
Like,
just the lights, is a very different looking scene because
yeah.
they're all trying to reach. I'll help you if you let me. Well, that'll be hard since he's already
I
left the
mean,
bridge.
yeah.
I don't
Maybe
know why they didn't pay
the
their electric bill this month.
oh, right.
Boop. There was a little glitch there in the beaming thing. That one strip that. So Mike Akuda and Rick Sternbach criticized this episode for the use of the transporter in the way they've done here as an inappropriate use of the technology so early in this series of the run. And I
Yeah.
totally agree. Enterprise or the transporter ends up being the hero of the week, mostly because Wesley is apparently in class. So
Is a what?
he said because Wesley is in class, he wasn't available to save the day.
How wild would it have been if they'd have just let Picard bond with the Enterprise and he was just
Oh, I
stuck in the
know.
computer for the rest of the series? The Picard Prize. It just the saucer section rams into Viridian 3. Oh, damn it.
Notice the P on the left-hand side there. That was only in the special edition and the remastered edition. The original did not have that.
Nice.
It's on this panel too. Watch on the Forges panel. This one was in the original, but then they add it to both. P for Picard.
Huh.
I love it. See that one beaming bar is just sitting there strobing. It should not be doing that.
Right.
That's the thing that they put their fingers on and it goes up and down, kind of like the sliders in the original series.
Oh, look, it stopped.
Yeah. And now all three. Later in the show, they'll show those slide up and down the way they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Hey, transporter saved the day.
You think, Data? It's good to see you, sir. Also, gore.
Yeah. They've been asked to cook a reptile dish. It looks like this LA delicate. I love that little playful music at the end there.
Uh huh.
Also interesting, the
All right.
original VHS
Let's.
video of that episode, the image that was used on the front cover was wrong. It was taken from rehearsal footage instead of the real footage. It was of Worf being hard to get along with at the beginning in the censor room,
Yeah.
and it has Geordi without his visor on.
Oh, cool. All right. So we are going to start on episode 7/8, depending on which site you pay attention to. Just as subtitled, Wesley should have been dead. But we're going to take a few minutes break. I need to use the restroom, fill my tea up, and I want to make some popcorn. So we'll be back in a few minutes, y'all. Shut up, John.
That was kind of a stream of
I
consciousness
want some
thing going on there.
popcorn. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes, folks. Hey everybody, we're back for the second half with episode Justified from TNG Season 1.
Yeah,
And apparently a
adjustment.
replacement for Chief Engineer Singh. Chief
Surprise!
Engineer
I'm
number
also a chief
14.
engineer this year.
Uh, Alright, so we're
Yeah,
gonna...
I almost forgot that I had this, and it's actually pajamas. It's awesome. Judy got it for me a couple years ago. I love it. Not exactly as form fitting as it should be, but but that's a good thing. So
I was gonna say form-fitting pajamas is a different kind of pajama. Um, Alright, let's go ahead and start this episode.
this is actually the first episode commission after the pilot.
Wait. Who's the guy at the
Uh-huh.
helm? Well, he walked away.
Any hat.
So this is gonna be another. We're 7 episodes in, 8 episodes, whatever. We've had 2 episodes where people act out differently, and then 2 episodes where people keep screwing everywhere.
What could possibly go wrong? And of course it is. But then again, not really a spoiler on a show that's 30 years old.
Yeah, it's almost as old as me.
Wow. Thank you for making me feel old. Since Encounter at Farpoint, this is also going to be the first time they're going to use a location shot.
Okay.
The Ito exteriors are filmed at the Tillman Water Reclamation Plant in Los Angeles.
Oh.
The Tillman plant has also been used to represent Starfleet Academy and Starfleet headquarters, among excuse me, among other things. Sorry, I didn't hit my mute quickly enough.
It's all good. Keep talking because I'm trying to balance your audio. You'll lower me where at the beginning.
Oh, sorry about
Oh
that.
my
Let
God.
me see. Is that better?
That you peaked out the meter. Just keep talking. Just general.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to. I've adjusted my microphone, so it shouldn't be a problem going
There we
forward.
go.
Unfortunately, the Tillman plant is right in the flight path of Van Nuys Municipal Airport, which means a lot of the audio you're going to hear on the surface was redubbed later because planes kept flying over.
That's funny.
And boy, did they get an eyeful this time around. Edo.
Why would you send the horny teenager? Huh?
Oh yeah. Slower. Slower.
Wow, them fingernails she had. Woo.
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Uh,
Huh? Huh?
yeah. Huh? Uh,
That almost looks like the exterior of Starfleet Academy.
well, that's because it is. Tillman Reclamation Plant was used for Starfleet Academy.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, that makes sense.
mm-hmm.
Did you say that earlier? Because I missed you saying
I
that.
did. It's
Oh.
okay.
This just seems creepy.
Yes, please.
Edo. Edo.
Yeah, I'd say this one had a lot of Roddenberry influence.
Swivels.
So the tactical officer in the back there. Oh, hey.
Yeah, the guy with the curly hair. Who
That's
is that? Because he
actor
looks
Josh
familiar.
Clark. He ends up playing Joe Carey in Star Trek Voyager. The guy that was
Ensign Carey.
vying. Hmm?
Ensign Carey.
Yeah, the guy that was vying for the engineer position.
Right.
Hmm. Same actor.
Is it the same
And
character?
well, he's not named here, but given the time frames, it's probably him. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
cool.
it would you really wouldn't have to do much to make this work out for him, for that to be him.
That's awesome.
No real retconning needed. I wonder whose quarters he just randomly walked into.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like every other Tuesday in a starship in the.
I was going to say. Uh-oh.
Huh? Hmm. John, do you want to know what I just realized?
What's up? I didn't bring mine this week. I've got my blue one, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, floating popcorn. I detect an anomaly. His feet went up, just like in the other episode. Oh God.
uh,
You got a bat. Ugh.
also,
Ah!
yeah. Also, if you creatively edit, that goes into the blooper reel very nicely.
Oh my God.
They're all getting it on. I want to play more advanced games, like that couple or that couple. Or Troy.
Jesus.
Yeah, not bragging. Ruh-roh. Can't imagine.
The boy. Yeah, something else was open on that planet.
He's learning, teaching the young lady about the bat.
Mm-hmm.
How long it is, how wide around it is.
Where it comes from.
Dun dun dun. Well,
Hmm. I like how
pum
they
pum
immediately go,
pum.
the kid will break the rules.
Uh-huh. Hey, a white fence.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful outdoor surroundings. It's one of those things you can obviously tell very much when Oh,
Did he just not pay attention to what giant
he just
things?
did not pay attention. Yep.
Yeah.
Bum bum bum.
That guy looks familiar too.
Yeah, he does.
He's a lot younger than the roles I've seen him in, though.
His name is. We don't lie. Name is Richard Lavin. He hasn't done that much, but he looks a lot like Eric Pierpoint,
Who's
who's
that?
been in a bunch of stuff. He was in a TV show called Alien Nation back around the time of this being out. He oh. You would remember Eric Pierpoint from Enterprise. He was the Section 31 person.
Oh,
No.
Agent Daniels?
No, the Section 31, the guy in the he was all in all black and he was trying to recruit um
Oh, Malcolm.
yeah.
Yeah. He is when you try to murder him.
Ooh, yeah, I was gonna say. Not so much.
Like an instant carrier's just chilling in the background.
Yeah. If they had just followed the Prime Directive, pre-warp
Uh
civilization, there was no reason they introduced themselves to these people.
huh. Yep. I was kind of wondering that because I thought this was pre-warp.
Yep. They hadn't really fleshed out Prime Directive at this point here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, the whole senior staff came down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, gather around. Uh,
Apparently, the great law book of the secret of Victoria.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you don't have warp capability, so yes.
There it is.
Very rare that she calls herself CMO. It's
Yeah.
Chief Medical Officer, but
Hostage.
first time that not only that they've blatantly broken first contact and
Yeah, like,
and Prime Directive. Also, first time that the captain shows a native female her home planet from orbit.
yeah,
It happens in Who Watches the Watchers, First Contact, and then the movie First Contact. It's funny the way she says that isn't even in a mean way. She's literally just saying truth. She portrays this character quite well.
yeah.
that they're so open, so honest. She's not saying it with any. It's not a dig. She's saying it just in flat truth.
Yeah.
Huh. Again, random person's quarters. You just walk in.
Hmm.
Mhm.
He gonna lie.
A rare thing that the transporter effect didn't seem to line up with him
Yeah.
because they were already doing it when he asked them a second time to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional or not.
And maybe tell her your kid's gonna die at sundown. That's oddly prescient.
Mm-hmm. Interesting that he said a God thing.
Yeah.
That was the name of a script for Star Trek Phase 2 and for a potential movie, The God Thing. I am here. Are you here?
I don't know. The whole thing just had a stroke.
I was thinking it was my side. I was like, what in the world?
Well, apparently I'm just going to look like this for the rest of the day.
Interesting. Well, it's interesting also because I'm not hearing the show anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, let's pause it. Talk for me. I want to make sure you're coming through with OBS.
La 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 la
If anyone's out there, can you
la.
tell me if you can hear John?
Ah, that would
And,
be awesome.
me for that matter.
Yeah, it might help too. So if you can hear us, say hi.
Oh dear. And the camera died.
Oh,
Well,
you, I was audible, and so were you on the stream just now. I just pulled it up on YouTube.
all right. I'm going to roll this back a few seconds. Can you
Too
hear
late.
it?
I can. Yep. Ooh, the
Okay.
screen looks weird though, because you've got me and you.
I know. I can't get my image back.
Oh, it is a fair question. They've already violated the Prime Directive.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to be here.
So, folks, Jake has activated his cloaking device. We can still hear him. We just can't see him, but that's fine. It's fine. I'm here.
I am Agamus.
Agabus. If only you'd been able to come up with an image of the Edo god so quick.
Oh, yep, that's what it's gonna be now.
The boom, thundering voice.
I,
But only if you had a way to move the whole screen. Like, you start talking, go ahead and say something, anything at all.
I am a god.
Ah! I don't understand why they keep calling him that boy. Horrible. The fact that you've broken it,
Eh,
it just it's comical now because they hadn't really at the time the prime directive was really just let's do no evil. Let's not harm
mhm.
you know another civilization.
Maybe this is what starts the don't screw with anything pre-warp.
Could be. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Does Data have pink eye?
Who knows? His makeup for the first two seasons.
Is unique.
Yes, that's a fantastic way of saying it.
Oh, they're playing Civ.
That's a good point.
He's got to go save the Federation several times again.
So Will Wheaton cringes to this day over the line, "I'm with Starfleet, we don't lie." Although in retrospect, it serves a purpose, showing that Wesley may be smart, but he's also naive.
Right.
By the
The
way,
boy.
the Tillman Water Reclamation Plant not only is Starfleet headquarters and Starfleet Academy, it also is the backdrop for Bill and Ted's University and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Nice.
So first time he's shown a female
Oh god.
from another race. They're planted from orbit. First time that he's been a god, which happens again in Who Watches the Watchers.
Mother. You're grounded till you're 40, mister.
Reportedly, Gene Roddenberry actually wanted the Ito to wear even less clothing, but the costume designer William Theis couldn't make it any skimpier without things falling out and
I was
falling
gonna
apart.
say, like, what the hell?
You just want to kill somebody. It's been a while, huh? Yeah, the episode was actually written by John D.F. Black, who ended up using a pseudonym Ralph Willis because the episode bears little resemblance to his original draft. It was heavily rewritten by Gene Roddenberry and Worley Thorne, who created the God entity and sexed up the Ito.
Oh. Apparently not the individuals in Starfleet.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy. She looks very
So another thing that the corridors on the sets were changed in this episode.
hmm.
Uh-oh. This guy really just wants to kill people. Ooh. I love the camera angle.
Mm-hmm. Again, that's a weird spot for a line.
Yeah.
It looks like
First
Data
time
was trying
Data's
to
had the
fist
chair.
bump Troy.
So early in the episode, they were walking in the corridor. And it was the first episode where the corridors are painted dove gray. Up until this point, they were the brushed aluminum finish that they'd been in the Star Trek movies, because
Hmm.
they're the same corridors from the Enterprise of the movies. But they switched to the flat dove gray because the aluminum finish was too reflective and
Yeah,
very, very hard to light.
gotcha.
Oh, so according to IMDb, this was the last time after I mentioned them using the CMO for Crusher. This was actually the last time the term CMO was used in the show.
Oh wow.
So one of the last, well, I'm not going to say one of the last ones that Roddenberry had significant control over, because he had control through most of the first season.
Yep.
But it was definitely one of the more interesting.
That's a word for it.
Yeah, this is one of the perfect examples of the influence he had on, his ideas, his variation. He loves um, he loves talking about sex. He loves talking about God or deities in general. Um, he was, uh, and it's funny. He was very much into talking about it, um, at a different level. Um, but he wasn't Christian himself. He didn't consider himself Christian. If in fact, I seem to remember. Let's see. I do not remember what his. Oh, he grew up Southern Baptist. Um,
Oh, that explains a lot.
consi- Considered himself a humanist in his adult years. He rejected religion, began questioning religion, and considered himself a humanist. Um, but that being said, um, yeah, it was something that he brought up. I mean, think about Star Trek: The Motion Picture. And the number of times that he went through, and dealt with religion. It was one of his favorite topics. The plot that became V'ger, um, at one point was this. I mentioned it earlier. It was called Star Trek: The God Thing.
Yeah.
That was a '70s title for a screenplay he'd written for either TV or for movie. I'm not sure, but yeah, he was not having real problems until 88, 89. So the first year or so he was doing okay, but then um, started to decline at about that point. Um, but yeah, very interesting, because you can tell from some of these early episodes, um, that uh, there was a lot of influence from him on hot button topics for him that he frequently revisits.
Right. Cool.
Yeah,
Any final thoughts on the two episodes we watched today, John, as you got a little buddy on your shoulder?
they were interesting. I keep having to do the Picard maneuver here. My this being that it's a pair of pajamas, it's not designed to be fitting the way that it really should. Two interesting episodes, not the best episodes of the season, not the worst. Honestly, the next episode that we're going to be getting into next week, the very next episode, in fact, called The Battle, is going to be a very, very important episode. Again, some people like it, some people don't, but I think it's going to be a much more interesting episode, just because it establishes a very significant amount of lore for Jean-Luc Picard. It gets into
Cool.
his past and a lot of connections that I think you're going to really, really like. The Ferengi will be back. Um, and in fact, both the episodes next week I think are going to be very, very interesting. We have the battle and then hide and Q.
Oh
And
God.
I wonder if you can figure out what we're going to be doing for that episode. So it's quite an odd, interesting episode with a future Wesley that amazingly looks just like the Wesley of today.
Future can be 5 minutes.
Um,
All right.
no, that's sarcasm. A lot of sarcasm. Um,
Right.
I can't wait for you to see what they thought Wesley was going to look like in a few years.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. This has been our Trek Tuesday watch along. Uh, me, Agamus, Badgie, and John are going to get on out of here. If you want to hang out next week, make sure to hit the subscribe, like the videos so it gets shared. However, YouTube does the share thing on watch alongs.
Well, and I will guarantee next week we'll have 50% fewer stream hiccups. So
We hope. All right, folks. Have a long day. Have a long day. Have a great day. Live long, stay nerdy, y'all.